Good evening, welcome. My name is Kwabena. Welcome. I want to share with you today what I call think team, talk team, do team. Think team, talk team, do team. The very important things in life, the most critical things in life that uh, people would have to give attention to learn, to study, and to master. The letter I've seen about this life is that very few people give proper attention to things that will change their destiny, to things that will improve them, to things that will bring the best out of them. I have seen, the later life that I've lived, that most people, all their lives, will become very much interested in things that will not improve them, in things that will not bring them the best. You cannot do much in this life. You cannot do much with your business, with your life, if you don't think team and talk team and do team. If you don't think team and talk team and do team, there's not much that you are going to do in this life, because none of us has all the skill to make that impact that we want to make. So far as life is concerned, every one of us will need another person to succeed with our lives. And with people who start businesses, it's a skill that it's a philosophy, it's a skill, it's a mindset that you have got to develop if you are going to succeed beyond yourself, because there's not that much that you alone can do. But if you can get that skill, if you can develop that skill of working with people, being able to get the best with people and develop it and share that kind of philosophy, there's a lot that you can do with your life. And so think team, talk team, and do team. And it should be seen in your mindset, and it should be seen uh, with the way you do things, and it should even be seen with the way you talk. And so if you start a business, for example, if you have one employee, just one employee who is with you, the kind of atmosphere that you create for the employee to be with you, for the employee to talk, for the employee to feel welcome. If there are many, the masterful art that you have, the skill that you have to make your team feel part of the game, feel part of everything that you're doing, is going to affect the way you do things immensely as a business person, as an entrepreneur, and as a person, in this life. Because if you don't find that, there's a lot that you're going to struggle to achieve, because every one of us has some kind of skill, has some kind of expertise that can help us to succeed. And so if you don't learn that, if you don't improve that skill, if you don't work on that skill, you will shortchange, you will limit your vision, you will limit your impact, and you will limit, and that will also increase a lot of your frustrations as well, because most people, the pressure in trying to achieve anything is that much. And so if you don't work on yourself, and if you don't develop the ability to work with people, there's not much that you're going to do, because you will be so much under under pressure, because there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of difficulties, there are a lot of things that you would have to master, and you would have to control, and a lot will come from your ability to work with people. So my name is Kwabena. I am welcome. Working with people demands a lot of maturity. Being able to work with people to get results demands a whole shift of mindset, because all our lives Most of us have been just taught to only be interested in what is ours, what is important to us. Uh, Most people, when you see their philosophy of life, their philosophy of life is that if it's not going to benefit me, I am not interested in it. This is very much prevalent, and most people dread working with people. So if you're mistrustful, if you're fearful, if your love is weak, you don't have time for a lot of people. You don't have time to engage. You don't want to share your secret. You don't want to share with people. You don't want to share your plans with people. You don't want to share your profit. You don't want to share your problems. You don't want to share anything with anybody, because your philosophy of life is that each one for himself and God for us all, which is true. Maybe, but there is a huge limit to that kind of philosophy, especially if you're going to if you want to do something with your life, if you want to achieve your dreams, if you want to dare, you would want to develop the ability to work with people. And so if your background never supported that, if your background never agreed to that, you didn't grow up in an environment where you appreciated the skill to work with a lot of people, to get a lot of people on board, or to even work with just one person, two people, you may have to rethink it, especially if you want to build anything. If you want to build a business, if you want to become an entrepreneur, or if an entrepreneur and you want to just, maybe you have been doing one-man business all your life. It is difficult, it is tough, it is painful. Achieving anything in this life is not that straight like it is assumed to be. And I think one of the things that will make it a bit easier and a bit more flexible is you being able to get other people involved, other people on board. And a lot of people say that it's difficult to work with people. It's difficult to work with people. It's true, because people have not improved their mindset. They have not improved their knowledge. They have not improved their philosophy in working with people. Because people are the best asset that you ever have. So they want to do everything themselves. People would want to do everything themselves, but there is much that you can do. There's not much that you can do if you have to do everything all yourself. You have to be the one who is the idea. You have to be the one who is pounding. You have to be the one on the field. You have to be the one to go to the bank. You have to be the one to be the client. You have to be everything by yourself. If that is a philosophy, you just have to trade your time for every progress. And that's not how you create wealth. All the most successful business people who have built anything, they mastered this art as well. I think that is the most difficult of all. Is the most difficult, your ability to work with people, because people are complex. People have their aspirations, people have their vision, people have their own biases, and you can't control people forever. They can do whatever they want to do in most cases, but you still have to learn how to work with people. You still have to learn how to be transparent and work and be honest with people. People will fail you. They will fail. People will wrong you. People will disappoint you. People will do all kind of things against you. But it's the same people that you have got to master if you want to succeed with your dreams, if you want to succeed with your passion to own business, to build anything beyond yourself. You still have to develop that. Even though people are going to lie, people are going to cheat, people are going to malign, people are going to go with the enemy, people are going to go with the other person that you don't agree with, but you still have to learn how to work with people. And if you don't learn how to work with people, there's not much that you can achieve. So learn how to work with people. As much as you can talk, use words like we, ours, even if you are the only person who owns the business. People feel part of the game when your words are inclusive, when your words are not selfish, when your words are not self-centered. People feel welcome. People feel like you want them to be there. People feel appreciated. People feel like this is not just about one person, it's about us. Every idea begins with maybe one person, but it cannot be practiced or be realized just by one person. Not a great idea. You may have been the one who conceived the business idea. You may have been the one who started everything by yourself. But the moment you you start to get people on board, you would have to use those kind of words that will make people feel like they're part of the business, they're part of the dream. So anytime that you're talking, and you're talking as if everything else must center on you, everybody else is not that much considered, is only your interest, just because you started the business or just because you brought the idea, will make other people think twice, in terms of making sacrifices, in terms of making contribution to support the business that you are doing. And so you would want to appreciate the contribution of others. If you grew up with just me, myself kind of thought, kind of way of looking at life, you will struggle making the shift. But it's very much necessary that you make that shift. You make that shift where you include a lot of people in the way you think, in the way you use words, in the way you work your business. Because until you develop that, it's going to be difficult for you to build a very much strong team. And know that no idea succeeds without people having very much strong people, very strong people, very devoted people, very committed people, who happen to be part of the idea. And so you would want to have that kind of philosophy if you think that you're going to succeed as a business person, or you will struggle. Everything would have to be you. And you don't want everything to be you. You don't want everything to center around you. You want to come to a stage where the dream lives beyond you. The dream, it goes through beyond you. The dream is not centered on you, and that will be a conscious effort on your part. As the promoter, as the promulgator of the business, you are going to use words that will be very much inclusive, even if you alone started, and even if you alone went through a lot of disagreement and a lot of problems, a lot of troubles everywhere to get the business to get to where it is now. You still have to, because until you create that kind of thinking, until you create that kind of talk, until you create that kind of practice, the doing, because it's not just about the thinking of the people or the we concept, but it's also the thinking, the talking of it, and also the doing of it. It should be shown in the way you treat the people. You should practice it as the people will feel like, yes, this man wants us to be here. We are making contribution, and we are sacrificing to being part of this business, and being part of this whole idea. You want it to be like that. You want it that way. If you don't want it that way, then the idea is just going to stay small. Sometimes people say that this skill, this thinking, this philosophy is even more powerful than this philosophy is even more powerful than the money, the difficulties that you experience as business person, the cash flow issues, the debt issues, and all those. Because if you have a strong team, then there is a chance that your idea will work, and work faster than you even ever thought. Because then people are bringing different kind of expertise, different kind of commitment, different kind of energy, different kind of ideas, different kind of massaging, different kind of ways of massaging the figures, and so and massaging your ideas, and to know which one works and which one does not work. Ideas fail when the team is that weak. Ideas don't work well when the team is that weak. So you would want to consider this kind of approach, that it's not just because you started a business, so everything must center on you. You have to be the one who is in charge of everything. You have to be the one who everybody reports to. You have to be the one to make every decision, every choice. No, that is not a philosophy that you want, especially if you have a big dream to be building any great business. If you so want to build anything which goes beyond you, you will have to shift your mindset. You will have to shift your disposition. You would want to think you would want to talk and you would want to do it would have to be seen in the way you do things. And when people are there, whether they are employees or they are partners, they feel that much part of the dream. And people don't sacrifice for the dream that they don't feel part of. People don't sacrifice of the ideas for the ideas that they feel like they didn't make any contribution to get that idea running. And so it's part of it. So many, even if a lot of people leave, which they will leave, many people will leave the team as you start your business, as you continue to grow. Many people will leave. It's part of the game. People migrate, people move, people flow. It's currency, man. And so don't be worried about the movement of people, but be much interested in those who stayed. And those who stayed and got the concept right and got the vision right become far more relevant and important to the business and to the dream, and they become far more stronger than those who even went. So the we talk, the we thinking, and the we do they are very much important. You want people to feel like you're part of it, and they really are part of it. And some of the things that you would want to start, because you don't just get people to behave like that. Most people are just coming to the business with their own philosophy, and some of them are just looking for a place to work to get salary. They are not there to pamper you, and they are not there to sacrifice for you. You would have to be the person to really shift them from that culture where they only focus on their interests, on themselves, to the culture where now they are talking about we as a group, about we, and they'll talk with respect to the dream, with respect to everything that the business is about, or the organization is about. So you would want to create that kind of culture, and it takes a lot of effort to create that kind of culture in people. And just as you are going through the scenarios, you are going through the things to learn yourself, to shift from just being it's me, it's my business, it's me, everything is me, I have to do everything, you have to seek permission from me, I'm responsible for everything, kind of disposition, kind of thinking, kind of mindset. You would now want to shift that in the people as well. So if one person comes to work with you, that person is coming to work with you knowing that it's not just about myself, but it's about we. It's about all of us involved. And so it's not just we start to think of that, and we start to talk like that, and our decisions, our choices would have to support that. We believe really the whole thing is about us. It's about everybody involved in a team. And you're not going to win, you're not going to grow much, you're not going to go far if you cannot get this scale right. Okay, so the character, you talk about character, because you have to get people on board, and you have to share the kind of things that you stand for, and you are virtually reproducing yourself in others. That's why you are talking of we. So now the I has become we, but the I which has become we is far more stronger than the I which is I. So it's the same you which you are trying to spread, but now, because you have to do training, you have to share your ideas, you have to share your philosophy, so that they can buy a lot of things like that. You don't just want to create clones, no, but at least the basic foundations should be agreed upon, so that people can use their own individuality, their own experiences to work towards the vision. And so the character training is much important. What do you stand for? Do you respect people? Are you honest? Are you hardworking? Do you appreciate the team effort? Can you think far? Can you get that in the people, in a team that you have? If it's 2 people, if it's 3 people, it's 4 people, can you get that? Because you can only work as a team and represent the we when a lot of things are set right from the foundation. And so the character, how do you treat people? How honest are you? How truthful are you? That is what we establish in a culture, and that everybody who joins the team understands that here, this is what we do, and this is how we do things. How do you handle people? How do you handle time? How do you even take into consideration how much importance that you place to training, that you place to words, instructions, things like that, organization. How much importance do you, as the team leader, as the one who started the business, how much importance do you give to such things? And those are the things that you would want to reproduce in your team, in the people, because that's until you have the basics set right, then it will be difficult. That's why people say that it's difficult to manage people, it's difficult to train people, it's difficult to do things with people. It's because the foundations, we didn't get them right. Because the fact of the matter is that it takes a lot of effort to get people to get productivity right, to get to be punctual, to be serious with their work, to overcome laziness and apathy, to be honest at their workplace, to be much more involved with the vision beyond themselves. It takes more effort to get somebody to come to work on Sunday, on Saturday, and even when they are at home and there's a need for them to attend to anything of much importance. It takes a lot of training to get people to behave like that. It takes a lot of training for people to come to work and feel like they're part of the team. They are part of the company. They are part of building this business. It takes a lot of effort. It doesn't just happen. And so if you just think that you have employed somebody and because they came with a BSc in mathematics, BSc in accounting, BSc in business administration, BSc in engineering, then they have gone to school, and so when you have employed them, you expect a lot from the people with the degrees. That will be a fallacy. There has to be a culture that you inculcate these values in the team. Then you can think like a team. Then your team can think like a team. Then your team can talk like a team, and then your team can do as a team. So it requires a lot of training. It doesn't just happen. You don't just hope that it will happen. It's a conscious effort. It's a deliberate practice. It has to be intentional for you to create this kind of atmosphere for people to work, because ordinarily most people come to work but they are not part of the team. They come to work but they don't think like a team. They come to work, they don't talk like a team. They come to work, they don't do like a team. They come to work to be paid. That's the fact. So you are going to do a lot of work to get them into thinking like this. And this is how you do it. You train them on character, on the philosophies, on the values that you stand for, and on the values that the company stands for, and values that the country allows. You don't want people to just do anything anyhow and get everybody into trouble. And you want to teach them value for lives. You want to teach and establish respect for time, respect for money, respect for resources. You don't want them to be wasteful and to be lackadaisical, not conscious. They just come anyhow, and they go anyhow, kind of thing. And you want to make sure that they are hardworking as well, because if the business is new, or if it's a business at all, you are going to work and work and work and work and work to get results. So if anybody is part of the if anybody is part of the thinking, if anybody is part of your team, that person is got to have the skill to work hard. Hard work, hard work, hard work. It gets results. Somebody will tell you that, it's smart work. Yes, it's smart work, but we want the hours. When we are working 8 hours, we don't want somebody to come and work 1 hour and then he tells you that he's going to sleep, he's going home. No, you want people to buy into the same ideologies of the business, and that is why you go, and that's how you go ahead, and that's how you become the best at your game, and that's why you become the best at that which works. And so if you don't believe in that, there's a lot that you can miss. So you teach the people to talk the we, and you teach the people to do the we, and you teach the people to think the we. Because without that, there's not much. Okay, so you do that, and you become the best at what you do. So without the rethinking, there's not much that you can really achieve. The other thing is a common vision. The people and your team must believe in the common vision. They must believe that this company is going somewhere, and that's why we are all a team to get there. They should see the future, and they should see how you're getting there. It's that much important. They should see the future, and you must create a future that everybody sees themselves to be part of that future. Because without a common vision, we are not going anywhere. Without a common goal, we are not going anywhere. Without a common thought, where the picture of the future, and how relevant or how much what is my role, what is the other person's role in that future that we are creating. Is that much important for you to create that vision for your team. And then you have to get results, so it has to be part of it. So my name is Kwabena. I am talking about talk, think, team, talk, team, and do team. It's so much important. Team is everything. If you don't believe in how to work with people to get results and be part of a team to get results, it's difficult how much you can do with your life. So everything has to center around you, and you are secretive and you don't want to open up to anybody, then stay with your little vision. But if you want to go beyond the borders, then and if you want to do a lot with a little with less stress, you have got to develop that skill to work with a team. And it starts with thinking like that, and it starts with talking like that. And it does not just end with the talking, it also has to be seen in the doing. It also has to be seen in the doing. And so the doing is very much important. The doing is very much important. You've got to practice it. People should be around you knowing that they are part of the team. And most people dread working with people because they think that people can, especially people who are that much good with what they do and who are experts, who didn't focus on developing team people. They have the energy, they have the strength, they have the expertise, or they want to just get the work done, so they don't have time to train anybody at all, and they think that the people will delay them. No, because your strength is not that much. You can do everything by yourself. So it's in as much as you are learning the skill, you are learning the technicalities and everything, you still have to know how to work with people, especially if you want to go far. You just have to learn how to work with people to get results, and that is very much important. And appreciate the contributions of others as well. Appreciate the contributions of others, and as much as you can, learn to talk. Use the words like we are, we, us, those kind of things. Ours, it has to be group. It has to be of us. You have to learn those words. Then every time that you are with your team, you're talking of my company, my money, my business. Those kind of things put a lot of people off, and quality people will not stay that long for you. Because they want to be part of something, and they want to be part of, and they want to feel welcome. Even though you have employed them, if you think that you have employed them, actually, you still have to have the atmosphere where people feel that they are part of the vision, they are part of the dream, and they are making a significant contribution to realizing the dream. And so do everything to make people welcome and be part of the dream. And as much as you can, learn to work with people. Be transparent, be honest, and be prepared that people will fail, people will disappoint, people will wrong you, people will talk bad about you, people will cheat you, people will run away with your money. Those are all part of the game, and those should not be the reason why you refuse to open up to people. Because people will also bring progress, people will also reduce your pain, people will also make a lot of things work and work faster. People will bring network, people will bring money, people will bring business, people will bring expertise. So don't just focus on the bad side of the people, because it's people who also will bring the progress. So it's a good philosophy, and I think that people who are able to do a lot of significant things in this life, they trust in the number and the power of the team, or of team, the power of us, of we. Those, they believe this. That's how they talk. That's how they talk. You see, in their language, they believe that they have to do something, and they have to share. And so it's not just sharing of the work and leaving it, but sharing of the booty, sharing of the spoils, sharing of the results, of the awards. You reward people if they sacrifice. Then when the profits have come, you have to be open and to bear with your team. And one of the best ways to go through the pains of running a business, of creating a company, is when you have a strong team that you are working with, dedicated, committed, focused, trustful, or trustworthy team that you are building anything with. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And you don't get there just like that. You get there by practicing. You get there by changing your philosophy from myself, to we and to us and to the team kind of thinking. That's how you, and there is nothing for feeling like that. That when you are not even feeling well, somebody else can easily do the work that you should have been there to do, because you had that kind of concept, and so you train people. And when you are with people and they are part of the team, give the best of training, give the best of information. Don't hide things from people, thinking that when you train them, they will run away with your ideas. No, somebody also will come with the idea. Somebody else will also come with the idea. So it's a philosophy, and you have to work on it. And if you want your work to be, and victories celebrated by people are more beautiful and more fulfilling than the victory that you celebrated only yourself. And the thing is, the pain and the struggles shared among people, among the team, is lessened. It's lessened. But you don't get that kind of thing just by chance. You train. You build, and you have to change yourself first. Change yourself in your thought, you change yourself in the way you talk, and you change yourself in the way your actions, the way you make decisions and choices. When people are around you, it makes them feel like they're welcome and they're part of the dream. They're part, at least the time that they are there, they're part of it. They're part of it. And so when you're using words, be sensitive and to know how you talk to make people become part of the dream and feel welcome and feel present and feel appreciated and feel like I am here. And so and the things that you can help them to work on, I said that you help people to work on their work ethics. You help them to work hard. You help people to become character driven. You help people to become team focus. They don't have to draw all the attention on themselves, and you help people to become the best at what they do. And it's always the vision of where we want to go. You build the team to do that. You build the team to do that, because it's team. Business is about team building. Business is about team building. Success is about team building. Anything significant, you have got to learn how to work with people. How to work with people and get the best out of people, and help people to become the best at what they do, become the best with their lives, become the best with their dreams, become the best at what with their life, with everything, and learn to know the difference in people, what they are good at, what they are not good at, and you try to help people to build on their strength and also take care of the things that they're not good at. But you build people with strength that they have. And if you're a leader and you have this kind of philosophy, there's a lot that you can do. No matter how much disappointment that you try to build a team and you get, there's still somebody somewhere who you can find. And when that person comes to meet and fit, there's a lot that you can do. You run faster and you run far more cheaper than if you were going alone. And so it's a skill. You have to look at how you can work on it. And it's a philosophy, it's a thinking. It's a practice, it's talk. Your words should reflect that you're a team man. Your words should reflect that everybody is welcome. Your words should reflect that people feel like they're part of what you're doing. It's so much important that you think and practice like that. That way, there's a lot that you can do. There's a lot that you can do. So, thank you very much for watching. My name is Kwabena. Thank you very much for watching.